Well, it's the start of day 4, and this is looking down into Grand Marais where we went in yesterday and had way too much food for lunch. There's a little town. It's beautiful though with the sun coming up over the lake. We got 18 miles today. We're gonna get hiking. Well, it's about 8:30 on day 4, and this morning has been probably the best start of a day for us so far. This is the first morning we've been able to start hiking without rain, so obviously that makes it great. And it's been primarily flat like this, just through beautiful forests all morning long. This is so far for the first about 50 so miles, 50-60 miles, this has been one of my favorite trails that I've ever hiked. Of course, we are hiking at the perfect time of year. There's hardly any bugs. A couple mosquitoes, but not many. I don't think I've actually been bit. I've seen some though. And the temperature is just perfect. Besides the rain, it's been absolutely incredible, and there's just a lot to look at, and there's a lot of varying forests. I mean, you'll go through the birch forest, and then all of a sudden you'll walk through a spruce forest, and then just like maybe more open fields. Then you'll go by ponds and lakes. So it's just been incredible so far. Well, we just made it to Sunling Creek, and this looks pretty cool. Hiking in the forest all day, just like what you guys saw earlier. This is where I was going to get water. I was really hoping it was going to be more of a true stream.
Flowing pretty good here.
Yeah? But it's really just a creek coming off of this lake. Might be difficult to get to. Man, this is pretty cool though. This is actually a decently stable bridge too. Well, we've been drinking this kind of water the whole time anyways. I haven't been filtering at all. So far, so good. Beautiful though. Wow, we're gonna keep going a little bit further and see if we're gonna take a breakfast break here. And I've been hiking without water this morning, so I'm gonna get some water here, hopefully. Might have to come back there and just lean over and fill it up if there's no better place to access it. And it's gonna be hard to tell if this goes away from that little creek or if maybe it walks kind of toward down to it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, there's a bench up here.
Sweet.
Well, I think we're gonna sit here, take a little break, and wait for everyone to get here. And I'm gonna figure out a way to get some water. Well, it's about 10:40. We've been hiking since 7 this morning. We're back in the birch forest again. And these are some of my favorite sections so far on this trail. It's really unlike anything I've ever hiked in before. It looks really cool. And it's pretty thick, so you can't really see much around you, but the colors, the leaves are usually a little bit lighter through these forests. You can really sense that it's fall. But it's been a great hike so far this morning. We're hiking to a pretty big river. We're gonna follow that river down close to the lake and then back up a couple miles, and then we'll be camping shortly after that. So we probably have done close to 10 miles already. Only have a little bit less than 9 ahead of us, so we'll probably take a lunch break in another hour or so we don't have too many miles left after that. Well, we just made it down here to this beautiful river. I'm not even sure of the name of it. Cascade River. So right now we're just trying to find a good place to set up shop for lunch. We only have probably about 6 miles left today, so not much. Water's really going now. Hopefully there'll be a beautiful spot right down here at the bottom. Looks like it ends right here, at least heavier whitewater. Well, here's our break spot this afternoon for lunch, and we're going to be here for a while because we've already hiked so many miles. Well, we just left the river about 50 steps below what you see here, and we still have all of these steps to go. There's quite a few spots like this on this trail. And once again, I don't think the camera footage really does justice to just how steep this is. But the good thing is, I can see sunlight through the trees right up there. So I know it doesn't go any further after this. Well, I was a little wrong. A little bit further. Oh.
How many more?
This looks like the top. We didn't expect to have to climb because we have to cross the river in a mile and a half or so. There's no bridge, so we actually have to wade across it. So I don't really know why I felt the need to come up here. Probably because it gets pretty narrow, I would imagine, down there. So I have to come up on the ridge line, and then we'll drop back down and then wade across. We're split up again a little bit. There was a sign, actually there was a road with a SHT trail emblem back there before we came down to the river, and there was a sign if you walked a little bit further that said that the trail, bridge was out, that you could cross it if the water wasn't too high. But I don't think Joe saw that sign, so he's walking the extra miles on the road, which it says it was 6 mile detour, so I'm not really sure what that means or where that puts you out at. Hopefully it doesn't put him out ahead of our campsite or anything like that. So it's just me, Matt, and Steve right now hiking to this down bridge. Well, we're crossing the river here. The place where we thought we had to cross wasn't bad at all. We didn't actually cross the main river. But look at this deep canyon. I wouldn't want to be swimming through this. Wow. Coming down. Pretty cool, huh? What do you think, Steve?
It's amazing gorge.
Hey,
Yeah, it is.
we're all on electronics. The woods is great.
Violet's calling you.
Is she calling you?
I'm calling
Oh,
my
you're-
mom.
Oh, there we go. Man. Well, we're getting closer to the top of Lookout Mountain, which we're not sure if we're going to go there before our campsite or tomorrow morning first thing, but this is a little spur trail right off of the main trail with one of our few views kind of looking back north where we came from today. So that's it's pretty neat. No, this is not what you're thinking. I am not back on the Appalachian Trail. We're not staying here. Honestly, we didn't even know it was up here. But this is actually a pretty cool place. We're 1.2 miles away from our campsite, and this is a cool little treat. Honestly, I kind of feel like I should hang out here just a little bit, just for, feel like I'm back on the AT again. But pretty cool. Just wanted to show you guys this on top of Lookout Mountain. Well, I got to say, the trail right now is just wonderful. Super peaceful. It's almost like grass. And we've had a lot of ferns around. We're on top of Lookout Mountain now, so it's just this ridge. And just about 7/10 of a mile left. Very nice way to finish your day. I mean, we did just climb up to the top of this, which wasn't too bad. None of the climbs are real bad out here. They can be steep, but they're just not long. So this is a really nice way to finish the day. And it's only 3:13, so we got to stick to our schedule though. We got our airplane's tickets already purchased, so we don't want to finish early. So it kind of makes it nice though. If you get done with what you had scheduled, you just get more time to rest. And it's really nice if the campsites have a creek, which most of them do. Night 1 was one of the only nights we should be camping without a creek. If we camp at a campsite, last night we stealth camped because the next campsite wasn't for about 6 miles or so, 7 miles. Honestly, there hasn't been a bad section yet on this trail. And I can't say that for many trails. I mean, we've almost gone 70 miles in 4 days, and it has been just beautiful the entire time. It really has. So I'd say the worst part might have been the very, very beginning, because the trail starts off after you go to the overlook, 270 overlook, and where you can look into Canada. You come down and you actually have to walk on a logging road for a little bit, not long, just maybe a mile, not even a mile, before it turns off, and then it's a trail. Other than that, that's the only bad part. I mean, we crossed one main road when we went to the ocean, I think. Every single road off of the road that parallels Lake Superior is just gravel, because there's literally nothing out here. So it's pretty secluded back in here. Well, we made it to our camp spot tonight. Night 4, we're at Indian Creek campsite, I think is what it's called. This is my spot. Everyone else is just up from me. And we're right here by this wonderful little creek and beautiful trees around us here. We're kind of up on a little bit of a ridge here at Lookout Mountain. But I'll show you guys the stream. Camp spots have all been really great so far, as you guys have seen. But I do really like this one a lot. Not too bad. Beautiful. The water is a little brown, unfortunately, just from all the rain that we've been getting. And all the water sources do originate from ponds and lakes on this trail for the most part. Not many springs or things like that you would find on the Appalachian Trail, the PCT. So, you know, the water's a little bit more brown colored, but it still tastes good. So we've not had any issues with the water. And I'm gonna lay in my tent and just relax. We've been here for a few hours, really getting to rest again today. So it's a beautiful place. Well, it's the start of day 5, and we just hiked up from our camp spot to the top of Indian Creek Ridge, or Indian Ridge, and it's a beautiful morning. We had some pretty good-sized thunderstorms that came through last night, so we've been wet pretty much every day on trail so far. Right after we just got our stuff dried off last night, it rained for a lot of the night, so I think it's gonna be clear today, though. We'll see. When it says 10% chance, I'm kind of starting to think that means like 40 to 50% chance. So, well, it's been a super windy morning to start off day 5, and it's a little bit chillier as well after the thunderstorms came through last night. But the wind, it feels nice actually, and I've finally been able to put on my wind shell, which I love wearing, and I pretty much didn't take off very often on the Pacific Crest Trail. So this is a perfect weather for a wind shell. You know, high 50s with good sustained winds, so it's keeping me a little toasty. But the trail is looking wonderful this morning. We've been up on this ridge. You know, you go down, up and down quite a bit, but we've pretty much stayed up on this ridge this morning. We've done a lot of climbing today, though, to start it off. We've only hiked about 4 miles. We've already done quite a bit of climbing when compared to what we've done earlier, so it's gonna be a good day. But again, we only have 16 miles. By our 2-hour breakfast break, we'll already have done 6.5 to 7 miles. So that won't leave us much left in the day, about 9 miles, and we're going to a restaurant at the very end of our day that doesn't open till 4. So we're really gonna just have to take our time, or just get to the restaurant and sit there for 2 or 3 hours. But we're cranking the miles out early. If you can get up early, you know, by 7 and get started, you can get your mileage done pretty quick. And then we've been enjoying that because it gives us some time to kick it at camp and just let our legs rest. It's been nice, and I mean, we've still been taking long lunch breaks too, so it's just another great day out here on the Superior Hiking Trail. So far, this trail is getting 2 thumbs up from me. I'm absolutely loving every second of it. Well, for 3 days we've been hiking. The last 3 days in a row, we've passed these 2 ladies and their dog that is just so happy to be out here on the trail. He's boys ahead of them running ahead with a bell and just super excited. And today was our third day to pass them. They're just doing sections. And today they brought us, you can't see, today they brought us trail magic, some cookies, which was really great, honestly. We haven't really had breakfast yet this morning. We're about to stop probably in the next 20 minutes, but so that was really nice of them to do that. It's what I love about hiking and through hiking other hikers. They're usually kind, generous people. Well, we just made it to where we're going to be breaking this morning. It's 9:10, so we've been hiking 2 hours and 2 minutes. And this campsite is right here next to this pond. I'm assuming I'm going to be getting water from one of these places. I'm just getting used to drinking this muddy water. Well, we didn't hike too much further past where we took our break, and we just came to this massive lake. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm really starting to feel like I'm in Maine. Beautiful day to be hiking. It'd be a perfect day if it wasn't for all the mud we've been running into. It's really slowed us down and is kind of wearing on our legs a little bit. Just takes a little bit more out of you when you gotta walk through like ankle deep mud all the time. But wow, so incredible out here. Nice to be hiking too today without rain. I don't mind if it rains at night. I mean, of course it makes everything really muddy the next day, but at least we're not hiking in rain. Anyways, as you guys can probably tell, it's pretty windy out here, but the high today is supposed to be 70. So right now I'm just walking in my t-shirt, no wind shell, and then my Columbia pants that I wear. So just a wonderful day to be out here on the Superior Hiking Trail. I wouldn't want to be anyplace else right now, that's for sure. I'm really going to enjoy this today. Well, we just got to our break spot, lunch spot for the day. We've already done 11.2 miles, and this is a cool spot on this river here. Just down from the ridge, from a great ridge that we had with a good overlook of this river and the mountain that we're climbing to. But it's just a nice slow flowing river. Further down it actually starts to pick up, I can hear it. But we only have a couple miles or so to where we're gonna be having lunch or dinner, so, and our day's pretty much over, so we're gonna kind of relax and rest and maybe go for a swim on this Monday afternoon. Well, this trail never ceases to impress. We're following along this river now, just downstream from where you saw us breaking. It was a great time. We had some other hikers that swung by, stopped through, and had joined us for lunch. So it was a nice little time. Not to mention, just a minute or two ago, I found my first little spring water source on the trail. Completely clear, cold water. Probably just runoff down from this small mountain from the rain that we've had the last few days. It was pretty incredible being able to get a nice spring water as source is always great. But look at this. You know, one of my favorite things about hiking is, you know, after you go to a place and you walk through the state and you live out of a tent, you know, for however long in that state, you really get a sense as to what the state is like, what the people are like in that state. And that's one of my favorite things about hiking and through hiking. You know, when you finish the AT, you really have a good understanding of all those states, you know, climbing up to Maine from Georgia. So it's a really neat experience, and it's probably my favorite thing about hiking. Obviously too, you get to see the terrain and what it's like in each one of those states. So it's just a great thing. It's torture sometimes on your body. It's hard. Sometimes you don't want to wake up and hike, but at the end of the day, when you get home, sometimes it takes that long to realize just how special those moments were out on the trail. So if you're ever discouraged or afraid to go out on the trail alone, just forget about it and do it. It won't be nearly as scary as you would have thought, and it'll end up being probably one of the greatest experiences of your life. So obviously I love backpacking. We're climbing, but the trail is very well maintained for the most part, so it's not too bad. Well guys, I'm going to shut this camera off and get to the top of this mountain. I think it's called Lunsford or Lunsford Mountain, something like that. It's not that big. These climbs are usually a few hundred feet. Maybe at the worst, I think we have a couple 1,000 foot climbs on the whole trail. But there's a lot of ups and downs. We've been doing 2,500 feet of climbing and descent pretty much every day. So it's a lot of ups and downs, but they're short. Well, there's good old Lake Superior, and we're heading right over there. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but there's actually a chairlift that goes to the top, and this is there's a ski resort here in the wintertime. So we're heading over there for our dinner. We're gonna grab a cheeseburger and just really enjoy the rest of this day. Look at Lake Superior. It just doesn't get old seeing this thing from the trail. It might as well be the ocean. I mean, you can't see anything on the other side, so pretty spectacular place. Well, not too much further to the restaurant now, just walking right towards the ski resort here. We could see those towers up on top earlier today, but from far away, so we've gotten right up here to it now. So the restaurant apparently is right at the bottom of this ski resort, I think, so we're here a little early. It's not going to open for another hour and 20 minutes, but you know, there's really no amount of time you won't wait for a good juicy cheeseburger. So we're gonna sit over here. Oh wow, they got a gondola going and everything. I wonder where the heck that goes to. Well, pretty cool little town. It's not really a town, just a little ski place. You can see the little gondola they got going here. It actually goes over to that mountain over there. Looks like you might have another view from up there. Pretty cool though. Well, here's the restaurant we're gonna be eating at tonight, Papa Charlie's. Doesn't look too bad. Well, I think this town's kind of a ghost town right now. Might be a little bit busier in the wintertime. Still haven't found everybody. I don't know where they're hiding at. Here's somewhere. Maybe they're, oh, there they are up at the mountain shop. Right over there. Well, these are some pretty big rapids heading down here. Out in the distance there is a ski resort we were just at. Well, here's night 5's camp spot in the middle of the forest. I camped here alone. The campsite area was really crowded when I got there, and there really wasn't any room, so I just hiked up trail a little bit and pitched my tent right here. So it's the morning of day 6, Tuesday morning, and I'm gonna take my tent down and I'll be off hiking.